Hello, everyone. I'm going to show you how to submit an event request on Handshake. First thing to keep in mind, please log in with your Student Academic Association account, because if you log in with your personal account, you will not be able to access the screen. If you do not have access to your Student Academic Association account, reach out to the previous club presidency, or if they do not have it, you can reach out to us. I'm here at the Business Career Center, and we'll see what we can do to help you. But to move on forward, in order to create an event, you're just going to go in the top right corner where you click on create an event. And it will load the screen and you will have this form that you're going to start filling out. And it's really important that you click the right buttons, which I will show you exactly what to do. So just follow this video exactly and you'll be just fine. And please also keep in mind, we are forwarding this info to the dean's office and to the AVP office. So we need as much information as possible for this event. If you don't put enough information, we're going to have to reach out to you. It could delay the process. So please be as transparent as possible when it comes to submitting this event request, and we'll be able to help you out. So in this case, I'm going to pretend that I'm Finance Society submitting an event for a closing social. As we are on March 28th, and we know we have, for the last day of school, it's 2 weeks notice. We have more than 2 weeks notice, so that should be just fine. So for this sixth purpose, I'm going to put fake, right? Just so we know. But more than anything, you're going to put Finance Society, closing social. And always make sure, and obviously there's been with COVID and different things, just make sure to always click on campus. Even if it is virtual, click on campus, as the way that is processed and the kind of form that you will receive will be different if you put virtual or off campus. So just put it as on campus. If your event is taking place off campus, that will need to go through your department. The event will be processed through the department, not through the Business Career Center. You'll need to contact your department secretary. So yeah, at the end of the day, just click on campus. This is the place to go. When you click hosting school, BYU, just here in Provo, of course. And then when you click Career Center, people get confused on this. Just know it's BYU Marriott Clubs. This is the proper bucket to put your Career Center in. And then when it comes to contact, don't worry about it. It doesn't have all of our names. You don't have to check this off. So you're all good on that. And then when it comes to type, there's different kinds of categories you can put. One of the things that I like to do is you could just put Student Academic Association event, which will be able to clarify it on Handshake for your students. And so since we know today is the 28th, and we want to give ourselves 2 weeks notice, let's say, oh, we want to do our closing social on the last, a second to last day of school, perfect, on the 12th. And we're going to be doing that from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Perfect. And also make sure, because sometimes, especially since people have been traveling more, or they've been in California visiting family, recognize there is a time change, and depending on the time zone you're in, it can change. So make sure it's always mountain time so that there's not confusion on that end. And then, so the description says optional. We need to update this, but for this moment, we're just going to ask you, please be as transparent as possible when it comes to your description, because essentially this description we have to submit to the dean's office and to the AVP office. And if there is no description, they will most likely boot it back. So in this case, what we can say for our closing social is come to our finance closing social. Finance Society closing social network. Your peers and finance a summer send-off. It doesn't even have to be like super deep of every single little thing that you're doing in the event, but more than anything, make sure to include like the most important details. If there is any physical activity, if there is any specific thing, because this is going to be marketing it to your the students that attend your event. But also, as we mentioned, this is going to be sent up to the AVP office and to the dean's office, who will go ahead and need to look over this. So the more information you give them, the more likely they're just going to accept it. I'm going to show that you actually put some work into this. And then when it comes to, because sometimes you might request a day that we're not able to do, or that there's a lot of conflicts. So in order to avoid that, what we can always do is we put the next day. So we put April 13th, right, as April 12th. So we're going to let's put April 13th as our backup date. And we'll also put it at 7 o'clock. Now, this is also key for us to know. We will include this in our submission. Just make sure to put what your overall goal is for the event. So you can put networking with peers, networking with faculty, right? You want to just show like your goal for the event. The more you show your goal for the event, the more likely the dean's office and the AVP office are going to not question it. So just show that you have a clear vision for what you're doing. And of course, what undergrad majors are we doing? You could put all majors if you want to, or you could just do finance, whatever you're choosing to do. And then also if you're targeting these guys, but none of these are directly correlated with finance, so you can just put none, or you could put all majors again, whatever you choose to do. So I'm just gonna put none for here. Number of expected attendees, this is very important. If we do not have this number, we won't be able to get you the right room size. So make sure to include how many attendees. And if you don't have an exact number, give a general number, give your best estimate, more than anything, so that we can get a room that accommodates you the best. So let's say for this closing social, I know Finance Society has a lot of people, around 200 people, let's say. And in this situation, if you want to check out BCC iPad, you can click on BCC iPad. If you want to just bring your own device or just use a QR code to put on the slide, you can do that as well. So let's say you're wanting to come in and pick up BCC iPad, so you'll check that. And now in this case, when you want to hold your event, just know that sometimes it can be tough to find a room, especially with not too much notice. Like this was submitted just over 2 weeks, and hosting event or hosting rooms tend to be taken. So just make sure to show multiple options. So let's say we're looking for W408 and 410. Another option that we have maybe is, let me type that in, W410. We're also looking at 710. That's another possibility. We can also do 151 or 251, as those are also good rooms. So maybe we're submitting these, right? So that like in case these guys are taken up, the BCC will be able to look at 710, and then if 710 is also taken up, well, maybe 151 or 251 are available. And just also know that you can request rooms outside of the Tanner building as we do go through campus scheduling. Tanner building is just like usually the norm, as this is the business school. So, but make sure to feel free that if you want to schedule a room in the Wilk or you want to schedule a room in another place, you're totally welcome to. And then this specific spot for a specific room request or setup, this has to go specifically with these rooms, W410, W408, and 710, as they are hosting rooms. And so there's lots of flexibility. So for example, if you're doing this closing social and you want people to network together at the tables, we're gonna do, especially if for W408 or 410, we want to do 10 round tables. That's the max. 10 round tables with 8 seats, chairs per table. That's the max. And then there's going to be also standing room. Let's say we put some um, long banquet tables on the side for snacks, right? For snacks and food. The more information you give us, like I said, the better we'll be able to work with it and make it as simple as possible, right? So, and then so we said like long banquet table, as we mentioned there, round table chairs, we checked off. And so if you need anything else, you're totally welcome to do that. And then these are like more these kind of questions you're probably usually going to pick no, as I've seen for most club events, but just make sure that you are clicking the correct thing. So first of all, will money be collected for this event? Let's say no. We're not giving out any prizes. There's not going to be any payments to people. We will be serving food, as I mentioned. There's some snacks on the side. And we're going to say, no, it's not going to be recorded, streamed, or broadcasted. We're not inviting media. We're not doing physical activity. We are not paying any individual group for the event. But let's say we are having or actually, no, we're going to say no, we're not having a guest speaker because this is a closing social. So, and then when it comes to mask policy, we're also going to update this, but for now, you just put NA. This obviously was when COVID restrictions applied, but now we are okay on that on campus. So you just put NA. So now you'll notice once this is sent, here will be your event request. So it's as simple as that. Just to recap, make sure you log in with your Student Academic Association account, or else you will not be able to take these steps. If you log in with your personal account, you will only be able to view events, not be able to create events. And then also keep in mind, when you're submitting this event request, we are forwarding this info. So please be as explicit as possible and transparent in the event submission. Give as many details, be clear so that you have a vision of what you're doing. And if you do that, it will make the process a lot quicker and a lot easier.